How do you vacation on one of the most stunning but treacherous coastlines in the world? Carefully. Buckle up, we're going to the Amalfi Coast. Choosing your home base is important, so let's start by getting oriented with the area. My favorite towns are Amalfi, Positano, Ravello, and Capri. Amalfi is charming. It's loaded with shops, restaurants, and narrow alleyways that open up to a beautiful piazza with the majestic Duomo Cathedral. And there are beach clubs right on the marina.
One of the best things to do when you visit the Amalfi Coast is to actually make Amalfi your home base, because it's easy to pick up the ferry from the Amalfi port here, and then you can go to Positano, you can go to Praiano, you can go to Sorrento, or you can go to, of course, the island of Capri. But Amalfi is perfectly located between all of these towns, as well as one of my favorites, Ravello.
There are several ways to get to the Amalfi Coast from Naples. You can drive, take a ferry, hop a bus, or take a taxi. If you want to drive, it's definitely an experience. If you're brave, take the coast. If you want a less stressful route, come in through Ravello and down to Amalfi. You'll thank me later. As for parking, it's not easy, so be sure to ask your hotel about this in advance. And make sure you time your arrival, because at certain times of the day, no cars are permitted in or out of town, usually from 11 to 1. I found that out the hard way. You can also take the ferry from Naples to Capri or Sorrento and then to Amalfi. Taking a taxi is by far the easiest and least stressful way of getting there. From Naples, it will cost around $120 US. And my best piece of advice, travel lightly, as in carry-on and backpack. It is stressful enough getting around down here, you do not need the headache of schlepping luggage. For me, the Amalfi Coast is all about soaking up the sun and indulging in a food scene that is all about freshness and simplicity. The Amalfi Coast is a lifestyle, and I'm going to show you how to do it, starting with Positano.
The best way to travel between some of the cities like Positano and Amalfi and Sorrento is by ferry. And you can see the view isn't too bad either. And the best part about the ferry is that if you're in the mood, exactly, the bartender and the cocktails. I think I will have something to drink.
Wine, beers, prosecco.
I will have a wine.
White or red?
White, please. So it may be in a little Dixie cup, but it's gonna go down smooth.
When you get off the ferry and walk towards the beach, you'll see several small speedboats that will take you to some private beach clubs, and that is exactly where I'm headed. My favorite, Bagni d'Arienzo, and you must call ahead for a reservation.
These beach clubs are so much fun because they're private, they take you away from all of the tourists and crowds, and you can have lunch there as well. Grazie mille.
No one knows the way but your damn self. People try to lend a hand but they can't help. You gotta pick and choose, we are wearing different shoes. Be a bigger you, go and get it, never hands out.
This is why you come to the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, that's awesome! Woo! After a day on the beach at Bagni d'Arienzo, you come up to the bar, restaurant area to have a lunch. I have prosciutto e mozzarella, which is one of my favorite things to eat when I go to the beach clubs and I'm laying out all day and you want to keep it light because you've been baking in the sun. And then if you're a little bit hungrier, as I am today, I ordered the house specialty, which is the gnocchi with the clams and cherry tomatoes. Again, all fresh ingredients, straight from the sea. The gnocchi is tender, the clam is tender. It's the perfect lunch.
When you get back to Positano, wind through the narrow streets and shops. You'll find a ton of places to explore, and yes, there are people everywhere. After a quick wardrobe change, it was back to Positano on the ferry for dinner. Tonight, I'm headed to La Taiata in Monte Pertuso. Grab a taxi, enjoy the ride, and don't drive there yourself. The town and restaurant sit high above Positano, overlooking what seems like the world.
Look at that view.
And do not drive there yourself. The drive is death-defying.
What I won't do for a meal.
Take the elevator down and get ready to meet the family.
Buonasera. Ciao. Buonasera. Buonasera. Look at those charcoals. Look at the grill. Look at this meat. Oh my Lord.
After meeting the family, it was time for a walk through La Taiata's amazing hillside farm. And Ravello started me out in the wine cellar.
These are all the reds. The other part we have white, half Italy, and the other half part is French.
Okay.
With champagne French.
This is just fascinating. Look at this.
From the cellar, we headed to the farm.
Look at the view the rooster and the hens have. This is incredible.
This impressive hillside farm is where La Taiata sources their ingredients for some seriously fresh farm-to-table menu.
You can try. So sweet. These are the kind of cherry tomato.
Cherry tomatoes.
Yes.
These are the lemons, the limon.
Yeah, limone. We make all with the limoncello with this.
Is that a wild boar in the back?
Yeah, exactly. There is the man.
He wants to come out.
yeah, of course. The regular quails.
These are the regular quails. And look at the eggs, huh?
Exactly. We use the eggs.
How often do they do the eggs?
We make some frittata. Depends.
How often do they produce the egg?
Every
day?
Every day.
One every day.
Like a chicken.
Holy smokes! Look at the size of the...
Ika.
What's its name?
Don't have a name.
No name?
Every 3 years change the name.
What happens in 3 years?
Use your imagination. Here we have a lot of rabbits.
Okay.
Are you tasting tonight? You catch your hands?
Huh? Yeah. Wow, and what is this?
Is the other, you see the kind of chicken? It's the same. It's just a baby. Like that.
And then we walked under a canopy of grapes.
The bigger the grape, the better to eat, and the smaller the grape, the better to make the wine. That's really interesting.
Exactly.
And now, let's eat. To start, a savory bruschetta, some crisp house-made white wine, oh yeah, and $1 million view. From there, it was the quintessential Italian feast, one incredible dish after the other.
We start with your antipastis. Is the sheep cheese with chili and green olive, homemade salami, homemade ham, and these are fresh tomato salad. The other pieces with white onions. These are chickpeas we cook with onions and little lard pork inside. Spinach, covered broccoli.
Wow.
These are there the mix. You have timbal of pasta, cauliflower in fry, and
There's more?
of course, sir, this is just appetizer.
I have to move my plate.
Brown beans, fagioli.
This is just the starter?
Exactly.
I'm Italian. My family, this is how we ate. This is a huge Italian family-style dinner. Thank you for bringing me home.
Enjoy, signori.
Spicy. homemade eggplant, mozzarella, homemade San Marzano tomato sauce, the best eggplant parmesan. Ravello.
Eccomi.
Oh my.
So, signore, so-made pasta. These are ravioli with the aubergine zucchini sauce, stuffed ricotta cheese, real gnocchi potato with a cherry tomato and mozzarella, fresh pasta with zucchini and white onions, and these are spaghetti with the cherry tomato. And these are mom's pasta non name. Stuffed with provolone del Monaco, smoked cheese, mozzarella, and a little ham.
I cannot believe this.
I'll go with the plates. Just a moment.
This is a feast. Look at these homemade gnocchi with the tomato and the mozzarella. Smoked provolone. Fantastico. And now for the ravioli. The pasta's excellent. The filling is excellent. But it's so about the tomatoes that are used here from the garden. Getting your tomatoes from the garden, these San Marzano that they're using to make this sauce. It is light, it is fresh, it is local, and I'm having the best dinner I've had on the Amalfi Coast.
La Tagliata. Incredible food, breathtaking views, and amazing service. This is where family comes to eat. So if you're on the Amalfi Coast, La Tagliata is not to be missed. Today, I'm headed to Ravello for a little shopping and some killer views.
I am in Ravello, Italy, the hidden gem of the Amalfi Coast.
If you thought the Amalfi Coast couldn't be more spectacular, think again, because Ravello is one seriously beautiful spot. My advice is to start the morning with a cappuccino in the piazza. Take in the views and then wander the alleyways lined with shops. And don't throw away your empty water bottle, because you're never too far from a water fountain and you definitely want to stay hydrated.
That is so cool. One of the things you have to do when you're on the Amalfi Coast is come to Ravello and buy ceramics. This is the capital of ceramics, and Ceramica d'Elena is a great shop. I was here a few years ago and met with Margherita Di Palma, and I can't wait to come back in and see her.
If you'd like to buy some of the most beautiful ceramics in the world, this is the place. It's a must-stop for me when I visit Ravello, and it's always a treat to chat with owner Margherita Di Palma. She and her store are over the top.
This business started in 1957.
Oh, wow.
My mom and my father started very, very little. She kept telling me that when she started, she had a little store, and all the things showed they were only in the front because they had no money to fill the back. And the business is more or less 61 years old, because from 1957 to now,
That's great.
it's 61 years. And now we have 4 stores with a big showroom and factory.
In addition to the landscape and bright colors of the coast, ceramics in Ravello also reflect the influence many cultures have had on the area throughout history.
What shows in every piece we make is the passion. The passion for the art, the passion for the beauty. And we combine earth, wind, and fire with a human touch, and that gives you the idea of any piece we make. And it's inspired about the beauty of the view. All the colors will show you the sun, the sea, the breeze, the flowers, because they're all bright colors.
And there's some pretty cool modern history here too.
When Jackie Kennedy was in Ravello,
Yes.
he was in the store.
Really?
Yeah.
What great history
Yes,
that
it was in
is.
1962, because they're supposed to come back the year after when the president was killed. Yes. She spent a month in Ravello.
Really?
Yeah, Jackie Kennedy with the children.
And while you're in Ravello, you have a pretty good chance of running into a celebrity in Margherita's store.
Rachel Ray,
Yes.
she's a chef. She's been here 3 times.
Wow.
And she was sent here by Oprah.
Really?
Yes, and in the meantime, we got many movie stars like Dustin Hoffman,
Sure.
Susan Sarandon, Bob Saget, Marvin Hamlish.
For a closer look, it's time to shop.
What is this?
That's a barbecue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That puts a different
Yes.
look and feel.
Charcoal.
Wow, this is really interesting.
If you're worried about getting your ceramics home in one piece, don't.
The dishes go in the dishwasher, and you can see how sturdy they are.
Yes, wow.
Man-proof.
That's great.
Man-proof.
I could use some of
Yes.
these. Well, grazie mille.
For dinner, it was back to Amalfi, and at night, this place lights up.
Scusi.
The atmosphere is electric.
I am headed to Da Gemma Trattoria in Amalfi. This restaurant is really a treat because the best part is it has a beautiful terrace overlooking the beautiful alleyway in Amalfi and very authentic food from Campania and flavors, and of course, very heavy in seafood.
The terrace at Da Gemma is romantic and dimly lit.
I love everything about what is on the table tonight. It is a color wheel. Wow.
Okay, well, we begin with our selection of raw fish.
Okay. The flavor of this fish, which I have never had before, is light, it is juicy, it is a bit oily, it is fabulous. This has my name all over it. Meat. I love meat. And look at how beautiful that is. The fat, the cured ham. This is going down easy. Beautiful fresh linguine pasta with, of course, the cherry tomatoes and fresh local langostina or the lobster. Wow. Cherry tomato, black truffle. It's like an explosion of garlic taste in my mouth. It is outstanding.
This one is Genovese, most important, famous in the restaurant.
So the Genovese is a meat ragu, not the fillet. It is all the other pieces of the meat except the fillet. So this is the rest of the cow. Sweet. Super.
If I could be shipwrecked on any island, it would have the most jaw-dropping beach club and a town center with the most incredible Italian fashion. Welcome to the Isle of Capri. If you'd like to vacation where Roman emperors soaked up the sun, you've come to the right place. When you arrive at the marina, you'll see a mob of people lining up to take the funicular to the town center. The funicular drops you off right outside Piazza Umberto in the heart of town center. You'll find everything here from shops to cafes.
I'm on Capri and going to the absolute best beach club, Da Luigi. It's a walk, it's hot, but it is so gonna be worth it. Let's go.
If you have a hard time with stairs, this is not the place for you. After descending what seems like hundreds of stairs, and with the most spectacular views of the Faraglioni, those are the big rocks jutting out of the water, you'll eventually get to Da Luigi. You'll need to make a reservation ahead of time and be sure to request a chaise lounge. So, here's how you do this. Y'all ready for this? After soaking up the sun, and yes, we had to go back up all of those stairs, we decided to skip the ferry back and instead spend the night on the island. And that means shopping for some new threads.
I could literally spend all afternoon shopping in these stores.
I made my way to one of my favorite stores for Italian fashion on Capri, Enzo Coppola. At Enzo Coppola, you will meet Papa Enzo, the owner who isn't far from his tape measure. The staff is incredible. It will totally make you feel at home, and you'll pick up the best and most unique clothing. No one will have these items back home, so buy something. One of my favorite Italian brands is Ganesh. The selection was incredible, so of course, I had to do some damage.
Buonasera! So tell me, Valentina, about the outfit I bought tonight. So what is this?
You bought a beautiful scarf from Mino Ronzoni, that's an Italian brand. An amazing jacket from Futuro,
which means
future.
The future.
Future.
Okay.
And your favorite brand.
Yes, I love Ganesh.
It's a Ganesh.
This outfit is killer, and the colors scream Capri. And when you are vacationing and when you're in Europe, to take in everything that these beautiful people have to offer, from the passion to the culture, try buying some clothes. Try putting yourself right in the moment as if you were living here. It is absolutely something that you have to do when you come to the island of Capri. Embody it 100%. Grazie mille.
After a little shopping, it was off to dinner. No specific recommendations, everything's a little pricey and just but let's face it, you're not here for the food. A vintage taxi ride back to our room, and then time to head back to the mainland in the morning.
This is totally worth the experience. A Fiat convertible taxi.
Stepping outside the Amalfi Coast for a true taste of Italian life, I made my way about 2 hours south to Casal Villeno, on the Costiera Cilentana, the Cilento coast.
I am in Costa Cilentana, and there is all kinds of crazy going on. I have lost my credit card in a parking machine, and we are racing to catch a boat to sail alongside the coast for lunch with my friend Sandra Labrasca. Let's go for a boat ride.
Let's do it. Get it done.
Buongiorno.
Coming on board, I was welcomed by Giorgio, Alessia, Valeria, and the rest of the Del Vecchio family. This was so cool.
We're doing a boat party. Oh,
This is awesome.
If the weather holds, we're doing a boat party.
on the Mediterranean.
Champagne, cakes, dancing, and boats. I'm saying it's the good deal.
The boat ride was awesome and a little bit scary. Though I had no idea just how scary things were about to get, especially when Giorgio turned over the wheel. About halfway to Palinuro, we met up with Giorgio's brother. It was time for a little tubing. Getting tossed from the tube, I immediately felt something wrong with my finger. Not sure whether it was bruised or broken, we made a splint and kept on going. Arriving to Palinuro is breathtaking. Coming to the cove, we joined up with the rest of the boats, took a dip, and popped some Prosecco.
So, if you haven't done this yet, with 2 fingers taped together as a splint and open a bottle of Prosecco,
Do it now.
do it now.
What I especially loved was learning about Italians and Italian life. Not just because I am, but to really get a feel of what the Italian life and culture in the South is all about. And so I learned what this weekend and what this boat party was all about. From learning how to play Napolitano cards, which I did not understand, to a little crazy dancing. This was the perfect way to spend the day, with family. Italians most definitely know what to do on the weekend, and this was it. Grazie mille to the Del Vecchio family for showing me what life is truly about. Giorgio, Alessia, Valeria e famiglia, grazie per aver condiviso la tua barca e la tua ospitalità. Thank you for sharing your boat and your hospitality. From there, it was time to get a taste of life on the mainland, and what better way to taste Cilento than by visiting the home of buffalo mozzarella. I'm headed to Tenuta Chirico for a cheese tasting and tour of the farm.
Burrata is made with cow's milk. Buffalo mozzarella is made with buffalo milk. And buffalo mozzarella comes only here from this region in Cilento. This is a dream come true for me. This is like everything I could ever want.
It's heaven, right?
It is.
Owner Silvia Chirico sat us down for the most amazing and delicious cheese tasting ever, and truly, there was nothing like it.
And this is called, come si chiama? The
Mozzarella con la mortella.
Con la mortella.
Che è il mirto.
Ce l'ha spiegato pure Walter.
Mirto che è un arbusto della macchia mediterranea.
So it's the mozzarella that is in the myrtle leaves.
The cheese was so fresh and so different than anything I've ever had, and certainly anything I've had that's been called buffalo mozzarella back home. And there's a reason for that. The buffalo mozzarella we get in the States must be pasteurized for safety, which basically means it doesn't taste that good. Mozzarella with myrtle leaves.
It's very light. It's very fragrant.
Very fragrant.
It's really delicious. I don't even know how to describe it because I haven't had something like this.
Right.
Buffalo mozzarella.
Immediately, the difference is the flavor, and it's a pop of juiciness in my mouth.
And then a sweet ricotta.
Wow, it's like whipped cream. It's so light. Come to Tenuta Chirico for the best cheese experience you will ever have here in Cilento, Italy. For a sweet breakfast in Cilento, you must try Bar Pasticceria Franco, which has some gorgeous desserts.
From the cappuccino to the authentic Italian bakery, you do not get more fresh and more local than this. The pastry was literally a work of art. I met up again with Sandra, who introduced me to owner and pastry chef Gaetano Capriello. The desserts are incredible. And just like Naples, I got a quick education on the pastry.
We don't eat salted breakfast. We normally have a sweet breakfast. The ancient Neapolitan breakfast, which is the sfogliatella, from nuns, more than 200 years ago. So the sfogliatella is filled with ricotta and semolina.
And as I'm finding out, Italians take pastry very seriously. And I can see why. It is out of this world and unlike anything I've ever had. Ever.
This is what you call breakfast. My kind of breakfast. Okay, let's talk about this hand. So
this happened to me yesterday, doing something I should have been doing 20 years ago, but it was worth every ounce of pain. So, as you saw, I fell off the inner tube in the middle of the Mediterranean, and while I was panicking about being eaten by a shark and trying to swim back to the boat, I realized that I may have broken my finger or fingers. And so we will be going to the doctor this morning to get it checked out and hopefully give me a little splint here to keep my fingers together.
With all signs pointing to my finger being broken, I was told to head to the local hospital. Now this should be an experience.
Everything is in place, okay?
Okay. Do I need to go home?
Yep, it's broken, and that means this is a wrap. So it was time to head back to Naples. And as they say, que sera, sera.